everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for June's Diversify Me game and some stats. So for those of you that don't know, my Diversify Me game is a game that I play at the end of every single month, and it is a way of keeping track of some of my goals and making sure that I am reading a bit more widely and specifically reading with some more thought about what type of representation we're learning about and reading from. So we're going to play the game today and have a look through all the books and figure out how I went there. This is the board that I use. So we have a bunch of different things down this side that I'm trying to read more from every single month, and I get a line in the rows for each time that a book has this as part of its story or part of its being, if that makes sense. And then over here, this is the unhappy side. So every month I have to read a book written by a BIPOC author or with LGBTQIA+ rep in it. And if I don't, then I get a line in this side here, which means I have to take a magnet off. Now the magnets are what I get when I hit 3 lines over here in the smiley face area. In each column I get a magnet once I've had 3 lines, and once this area is completely filled up, then I get to draw myself a prize out of the prize box, and I will get to do that prize, whatever it might be. I've got lots of different things in there: go on a shopping trip, book or clothing shopping trip, go on a spa day, all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we're going to play. Then I'll also tell you my stats for the month. So let's set the board up and we'll talk about that, and then we'll come back and do the stats. Alright, so first up we have the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So, BIPOC author? No, Taylor Jenkins Reid is not a BIPOC author. LGBTQIA+, yes, it does have LGBTQIA+ rep in there, so that's a line for that. Neurodiverse rep, I would say no. Mental or physical health rep, honestly I'd say no to that as well. Australian Aboriginal author, no she is not. Wasn't translated, it is not a comic, it is not a short story, it was not an arc when I read it, and definitely would not fit for non-European inspired. Next up is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. Beth O'Leary is not a BIPOC author, so no line for that. There are no LGBTQIA+ characters or rep in there, so no. No, not neurodiverse. Mental health. I think it does have some good mental health rep. Not an Aboriginal author. Wasn't translated, it's not a comic, it's not a short story, I didn't read it as an arc, and definitely not non-European inspired. It's set in the UK, so yeah. Then we have The Sandman by Neil Gaiman, which is this graphic novel or comic. It's the first comic of all of the Sandman. Anyway, Neil Gaiman is not a BIPOC author, so no. The overall series has LGBTQIA+ rep, but this particular comic didn't, so I'm not going to give it a line for that. No to neurodiverse, not really to physical or mental health. Definitely not an Australian Aboriginal author. Didn't read the translated version. It is a comic though, so I get a line there. I don't think it counts as a short story since it's a comic. Didn't read it as an arc, and no, definitely not non-European inspired. Dark Rise by C.S. Pacat. C.S. Pacat is not a BIPOC author. There are some LGBTQIA+ themes. No to neurodiverse. I wouldn't say mental or physical health rep. C.S. Pacat is not an Australian Aboriginal author. I did not read it in a translated version. It's not a comic, not a short story. Didn't read it as an arc, and definitely not non-European inspired. Next up is The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and it does not fit any of those. So, yeah. Then we have Legends and Lattes. Travis Baldry is not a BIPOC author. It does, however, have some LGBTQIA+ characters. Not neurodiverse, no mental or physical health rep. He's not an Australian Aboriginal author. I didn't read a translated copy. It's not a comic, It's not a short story, it's not an arc, and definitely would say no to the non-European inspired. I do have a DNF, which is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. It's a soft DNF. I'm not 100% sure how I'm feeling about it at the moment, but I'm intrigued enough to feel like I want to go back to it, but I had to put it down because I just don't think I was in the mood for it, and I think that's all it was. But I'm not 100% sure, so I need you to tell me two things. One, should I read it? And two, can I count it? Because if I don't count it, then I don't get a line in BIPOC, which would mean I get an unhappy face over there, and I have to take a magnet off myself. So can I count a DNF here? I'm not going to put any lines or anything or do anything for the moment. I'm going to let you comment and let me know what you think. And if you decide that I should be allowed to count it, then I'll do that, and vice versa. So yeah, let me know. Alright, so in that round I got another 3 lines in LGBTQIA+ rep, which means that I get another magnet. So I'm going to pop a magnet in there. I'm going to go with this little stripy one. And yeah, I love it when I get magnets. So that's the game. I will now go back to the seat and we can talk about stats. And now we're going to do the stats. So in June I read 6 books, which was 2,034 pages. 5 of the books that I read were physical and 1 was an ebook. I did not read, well, did not finish anyway, any audiobooks. As we just talked about, for BIPOC, I half finished a soft DNF book, so half. I did not read any Australian Aboriginal authors. I didn't read any books that were translated. I didn't read any arcs, so some of my goals aren't going super well this month. So I'm going to talk you through the breakdown of the stars and the genres, and then I'll tell you the average ratings as well. So for stars, I have a breakdown of whether it got 1 or 1.5 or 2, etc. Nothing for 1.1 to 1.5, nothing for 2 to 2.5. 2 books were 3.5 stars. 2 books got 4 stars and 1 book got 4.5 stars. And I had a 5-star book this month as well. For genre, I read 2 fantasy books, 1 paranormal, 1 contemporary, 1 literary fiction, and 1 dark academia. So pretty good array of genres there. For average rating in Star, it was 4.08. In Corpile, it was 7.76. So a very good month for ratings. So yeah, that was the game. That was the stats. And my favourite book of the month was The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary, which was my 3rd time reading the book. So it still holds up, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, that's it from me today. That's the end of the video. Please comment below if you have any thoughts on anything that I did in the video, anything I talked about. Please let me know what you think about the DNF, whether it should count or not. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me your favourite emoji. Let's go with that. Leave me a cat emoji because apparently I need to be jumped on. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.